Hello. We are live. We are back in our wonderful adventure, Dragon of Icespire Peak. It's been a while. It's been 2 weeks since we've jumped into this campaign. Welcome back, friends.
Oh,
Thank you
yes.
for joining me. We are down a Joshua and a Thomas, but we will be playing with Pollen, Piper, and Kalik this evening, which should be interesting. Now, the way I usually like to do characters missing, you guys have all been in my games before, but I'll remind you, they fade into obscurity. They are here yet not here at the same time. If you address them, I'm not going to roleplay them for you. They're here. They're here just in canon. If you wanna role play with yourself with them and say I say a thing and then they say this and I think this would happen, I'm totally fine with that. But I will not go into any extensive works with our absent characters. Or maybe I will randomly and just totally lie straight face to you guys and start playing them. I don't know. But for now, they are invisible. But last time we saw our wondrous adventures, as we see our camera fade into the recap of our last episode, we see all the scenes flashing by of our party's adventure in the gnome city of Nomengard. The mystery that sort of had to be unveiled of their problems within the walls, within the dark cellars of their humble abode, and the creature that rested down below, which was stealing goblins, gnomes in the night. This is goblins. This is like the same thing. Your party of adventurers was able to track down this creature, almost kind of it tracking down you a little bit, the opposite.
Yeah.
And you kind of had to.
Exactly. Yeah, sorry, continue. But
Exactly.
also reminding you of audio too.
Oh, thank you. Yep. You guys are audible. Double advantage for Michaela.
Yes.
Double advantage for Michaela. So yeah, you guys had to confront this creature head on, and it was an unfortunate circumstance where the party was split in twain, where two of you, Piper and Sneeze, had gone deeper in, while the three, Kalik, Pollen, and Yilva. Yilva, I have the list over here. Went to escape the depths of the gnome city, wishing no more to do with the evil that rests there. But the evil found them, and you guys faced off with this creature, or Yilva really did. Our poor Piper was knocked right out of the situation quite quickly. Kalik got a quick. Pollen, sorry. I meant Pollen. Pollen was knocked out quite quickly, and Kalik was given a swift instruction via Yilva to get her out of there, as Yilva went toe-to-toe with this monstrous creature, managing to defeat it at the very end with the help of... goodness. I have his name here. Can you remember it before me? Shanjan. Got it. Shanjan, haha. With the help of Shanjan, who came to the rescue as well, you were able to fell this creature, discovering that indeed it was some form of mimic doppelganger of some sort of mixed breed of a thing, as it sort of bubbled and boiled in its death. Those who went deeper in, our dear friends Piper and Sneeze, had to deal with a mad gnome, a librarian who had gone insane, using daggers magically to stab into its future victims and meals from afar. But you guys were able to murder the hell out of that gnome, cook him and eat him, get a nice gnome snack.
It came out meal. It was great. It was delicious.
It was great. Yeah, you flipped it over. The very, very wounded party members made it back to the surface with the help of Shanjan and Kalik. The almost broken Yilva and the well-bloodied Pollen to the infirmary of the gnome city. Piper and Sneeze catching up later on. You were all able to meet within that sort of hospital-esque area and regroup, facing the leaders of the gnome city once again, whose names I always forget because there's too many fucking names.
Deebledup.
Deebledup?
And Fibblestip.
Fibblestip, yeah, Fibblestip and Deebledop. Fibblestip, the sort of head curator of the city in the king's absence, and Dibbledob, his assistant. Thanking you for dealing with the situation. They rewarded you properly with an arcane cannon and a host of small magical common items that they were able to give you. Before the party departed, Pollen asked of an artifact that was supposed to be left in the city, a token of her family. But unfortunately, she had learned it had been traded away in a sacrifice to the white dragon Cryovane, in the hopes of staying his hunger, which unfortunately did not pan out. And it would seem that such an artifact is in the grasp of one of the most dangerous creatures in all of this, the Sword Valley. Our party, completing their quest effectively, issued to them by the mayor of the town of Phandalin, Harbin Wester, made their way back, magic items and arcane cannon in hand. The gnomes well informed of the situation, and you heavily armed make your way back. You have a wagon, you have a mule, and let me get some of that lovely sound in here. Where is world? Here we go. Travel via horse. Yeah, we're gonna do travel via horse, but it's a mule. So. We see this sort of first scene of our party cresting the ridge over the town of Phandalin, seen but a mile away in the distance. Our camera focuses on you three, keeping the other two very much background characters. There's a level of saturation and shade, kind of like a video game, where they're in the background.
Shifting, but it's kind of slightly blurred.
Blurred. They're not being focused on in the narrative right now. So yeah, we see you three as you crest the ridge. You see the town below. You've been traveling for the better part of a day. Evening is getting ready to set in before you make it into the town. The mule has been able to carry most of your goods, so not terribly tired, but definitely a little road weary. The scene is yours to illustrate before you enter the town.
Oh, is that the tale that happened then? I find that your creature, if able to be felled by one, was not that formidable. Oh, except it did look like Ylva. That is terrifying.
Well, it is terrifying when you see somebody that you clearly admire start, growing teeth out of her mouth and just eat. Oh my god, I cannot get that image out of my head.
All of the people I admire grow large teeth out of their mouths.
The teeth were particularly terrifying.
Yes, usually dragons do that, and they are exciting creatures, aren't they? Oh crap.
And now the dragon has my thing, so yay, I am so happy with what's happening in my life. What else do I... Oh my god.
We will fell 2 great birds with one axe if we are able to both kill Cryovane or work for Cryovane and get your artifact.
Maybe, but every single time I try to do something, I just pass out and then I wake up injured and just tied up in bandages. I'm supposed to be... sorry. I need to calm down.
That's how you get stronger.
Condition, tiny one.
I am the healer. I didn't heal nobody.
Well, we need you to get better at your job so that people live.
But I have new spells that I learned during this trip, so I should maybe do much more better next time.
As you laid broken in the cart. I remember that. You were mumbling to yourself a lot.
Yep. And you were there to make sure to make fun of me. It is okay, because we're bonding.
It was so easy. Oh so
boy.
Easy.
Oh god. Sorry.
So, yeah, the you make it into Phandalin within swift time. As you make your way in, I think you get some looks from the town, and I think within time, like from just members sort of going about their day, getting ready to sort of clean up shop for the night. You can see people sort of sweeping their stoops, getting ready to lock their doors. People have done their last bit of shopping. They're getting ready to put things away. You can see a couple of drunkards, some wannabe heroes who've done a few little missions around the town master's hall, or even more notable heroes sort of getting ready to make their way over to the Stonehill Inn and get a good ale for the night. As you guys sort of usher in this arcane cannon into town, you draw the attention of pretty much everybody you pass by, enough that people are sort of following you to the center of town itself. You get asked questions by passerby, details of what you've brought, and if you've came from the city of the gnomes, wanting to know if the cannon is for the city. Like, what have you helped us? Have you completed? Like, is that what's happening right now? And to any honest response, there are bright faces, looks of hope, that the town might actually hold some form of protection now. So there's a lot of hype around your cannon as you bring it into the town. Go ahead.
I answer everything. I actually start stories before people even ask. I tell the truth as I see it, which is clearly extremely biased and hyper-focused on my grandiosity. So, I just, like, as we go through, it was really I who saved the day. The creature I fought, whose head I had to leave behind, was both delicious and formidable. So, I just go on and on to the wearisome of any listener.
I love it. Anybody else interact with this scene of a lot of attention from the town, maybe more than most might be used to? Like you are literally bringing the gun to the town that has no guns.
More about probably yes, we did defeat the thing. It is taken care of. Now we are on good terms with Nomengard, so we don't have to worry. Alliances has been made. Much more trying to not talk about what headless stuff, because trying to get away from the eating part.
So nicely. Oh yes.
If you talk about defeating a thing, a lot of people immediately jump on that. The dragon? Just say the dragon? And then there'd probably be someone else. The Manticore! You killed the Manticore? They're wondering what you killed going to the Nomengard city.
It was a double ganger type of thing. It took shapes. It was pretty entertaining. Not really, but it was impressive.
Do you reveal the details of the politics of the town, or do you keep it pretty, or the politics of Nomengard, or do you keep it pretty just we slayed a thing for them?
I tell the politics as I understand them, which is I didn't listen, so not very well. I jumped to a lot of conclusions also about how gnomes are incompetent.
No, they're not incompetent. They were attacked by a dragon and could not deal with the issue that was happening.
Oh, yeah. So immediate rumor farm starts to spread situations even the gnome city's having trouble. Well, it's
God.
If the gnomes can't handle it, well, where are our chances we're gonna handle it? We only got one cannon, they got dozens, and it's just so it's immediate it's immediately just so happiness and a little bit of ruin at the same time. Oh no, the city next to us that we thought would be very well protected is definitely not.
They're protected really well. The dragon was dealt okayly with. It was a thing underneath the city.
Majestically.
Every answer spouts more questions. You faced the dragon? The dragon? You what?
It was big, but it really didn't face it. It blew the thing at us, but not really, because
Caravan's never been that close before. How many miles is that? How many miles is Nomengard? And then it's they're oh, if he's a Nomengard, well, here, definitely come to Fandolin. Are you sure it was a white dragon? And then, there's
very sure. It was strong, powerful.
Maybe you'll scare away the Manticore. You tell me what's worse than a Manticore? A fucking dragon! And then there's worry definitely being sewed in from the tale of your adventure.
Oh God.
All conversations I leave, left with worry in my wake.
Roland just puts her hands in her head and just like, oh god.
as people get a little more rowdy right up, just like a little more scared, even at the sight of the dragon, like at first there was security and now there's fear. They're settled down as a town courier. One of the sort of agents of the mayor, as he refuses to step out of his own home, approaches. This is an individual you've collected money from before. He's effectively one of the town master's goons, and he comes out. He's like, all right, settle down, everybody, settle down. And as he approaches the three of you, he says, now, I see you've completed one of the mayor's many quests. You've brought us a great gift, you have, and I believe a reward is in order. Any speculation of what has happened within their adventures, the proximity of the dragon, all of that can be discussed later. Right now, we need to get this thing installed and you three paid.
Thank you. Happy to help.
So happy that Yilva wasn't part of the U3.
Again, they're just like behind.
I know, they're behind, but like the guy clearly, because we're the important ones today, so the guy only noticed us, and I'm gonna hold that forever.
Technically he would have said U4, because Sean John is here. He's my one mouthpiece character.
Sean John.
This individual, what do we think his name is? What do we think the town courier's name is? The main goon and sort of reward giver of Harbin Wester.
Jeffrey.
I heard Creed, and then I heard what was the last name you gave, Michaela?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey? Creed Jeffrey?
Jeffrey Creed.
Jeffrey Creed. Jeffrey Creed. I actually love this.
Good.
Yeah, Jeffrey Creed. I think that's good. Yeah, he's sort of a big, sort of brawny kind of guy. He's got a little bit of a. I would say if you guys have seen Emperor's New Groove, who was his compatriot?
Kronk?
No, green Poncho.
Oh.
Pacha.
Pacha.
Yeah.
He looks like Pacha. He very much has that kind of look to him. He as he approaches you, he sort of moves over and says, I can get some of the Barthens boys to help me put this here thing together, but I would like to make sure that you are paid appropriately. You have the paperwork, right? Quests that you received. You pulled it from the board, just so you know that you're the ones who took it.
Yes.
Yep. You give him the paper, he takes it, sees the signature, the brand of the mayor, rolls it up, and just has a pouch to each of you, receiving. You have it's a total of 50 gold pieces, so split between the three of you, I would say everybody take 16 gold pieces. I think that makes sense. It might be close.
I'm not poor anymore.
Yeah, take 17 just to be safe.
Thank you.
It's silver and copper, so the bags are quite full. The gold pieces themselves are a little harder to come by, but it's 50 gold worth total. Yeah, and as he sends for the Barthens boys to get it installed. Actually, he's probably going to leave and go get them. He suggests you go get a drink. You know, a job well done. Get a room for the night. Kind of situation before you go out to questing again. You have bragging rights. You've completed one of the many tasks of one of the more difficult tasks rather that have been posted in the last couple weeks to travel so far and deal with what many adventurers don't want to deal with, which is politics and negotiation and diplomacy.
Gnomes are so stupid. You just tell them what you want and they give it.
No, they don't. They are actually really reasonable. And they debate and discuss.
In any case, we do owe our allies quite the boon, payback of some sort for this protection. This old thing should keep. He just hits the side of it. Ping! This old thing should definitely keep us safe for a while. At least make that dragon think twice for attacking us. Better than nothing if Fenelon doesn't have walls. All right, well, I'm gonna go about getting this thing installed. You all should get yourself a drink and a good night's rest.
Yes, please.
Townmaster thanks you for your service.
You're welcome. No, nothing. No comments. I'll walk away.
this town would burn marvelously.
Oh,
Did you...
I do have one more thing for this guy.
Okay.
I think he would turn around at one point and says, "Oh wait, you're the ones who take the umbrage too, assignment.
Yep.
Any chance you found our alchemist?"
Not yet. I've been
She's
looking
dead.
out.
She's
No, she is
definitely dead.
no.
Mm.
I think he
Dragged
really.
away by a manticore. How
But
could she be alive?
No,
he will-
it's unfortunate, but another day or two we will have to put a cross in the ground.
Yep.
No.
Might as well not wait. Get it? What you can do today. Wait. Yes. That you should not wait till tomorrow.
He looks. He says,
Okay.
"Town morale dictates we wait a few more days."
Yes, wait a few more days because the Manticore definitely didn't want to eat this person, but to use her.
Best to give up hope.
If you hear anything about her, Town Master's very interested in her safety. He's been very down lately, so it would be quite the burn if you were to get any information about her, dead or alive, really. Put it to rest.
Yeah.
We could visit the manticore and see how she tasted.
No, shush.
I believe that was the quest that was sent for her to be saved from the Manticore itself. He's kind of like running through the rumors in his head, trying to think, are you the guys who originally fucked that up? And he's like, I'm not even gonna bother. We got a cannon, I'm fine. None of my business. And he departs.
I'll just grab Piper. Piper, we need to be slightly much more nicer about this kind of stuff. Because if
I
people
thought I was
panic,
very kind with my reply. I
You are-
smiled and everything.
you did smile, but the message was much more upsetting.
What was upsetting? They were asking questions. I like answers. They like answers. I gave answers.
Until we know she's dead, we don't tell people just put a cross in there. No.
Well, the statistics aren't in her favor, regardless.
Exactly.
But if you believe it, like if you see no body, there's still hope.
The last dungeoneer that said if you believe enough, you'll succeed, his head was cut off by an axe I installed myself. I'm just saying, you can't just believe through things.
You lost a friend. Yes?
We lose many.
She was really sweet, and she didn't deserve to be stabbed when unconscious and dying. And
Oh, that dumb one with the unicorn horn? Oh,
yeah,
dude, her throat was torn out. It was awful. It was.
I
Oh,
have heard of the violence ensued by such creatures as manticores, and this one that seems to plague the town seems especially problematic. Do you
the
plan
manticore
on...
didn't kill the unicorn one, but I see what you're saying. The
Oh.
alchemist, right? The dead alchemist, yes.
He says,
She
I
might
think
be
you are talking
alive."
about two people I do not know.
I'm so sorry. What are you talking about so we can get our story straight?
You are speaking of losing someone, yes?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, we
We've
did.
lost more than one, though. I just want to get that across. As we hung around,
Ah,
more than one. They drop like flies.
he says,
Almost like you did, because you looked pretty hurt.
me?
Well,
Oh,
With 1 out of 6 HP that I saw in the plans.
that's me. Doing that.
Never mind. Like, almost like she did. She was pretty hurt. Close to dead.
You know,
you do seem prone to danger, but I believe I could see myself helping you again in the future if you so need it. But I would probably expect a more actual pay next time. This time was...
I can give you
surprised you didn't- yeah, did
I
you
will
not
give
want to
him
take this
7 coin.
I declined the payment earlier.
But are you sure?
He says,
That's stupid.
I
You
was
can't
very...
decline the payment and complain about not getting paid.
I was not complaining. You did
I
not
like
let
the
me
rule.
finish. I was simply saying that the next time I wish to help you, I will hope that I will be paid. That I will be of some use, as I was not this time.
You did help. Ira that I
How?
heard.
How did he help?
I don't know. I was unconscious.
I believe that
That's the
Ylva
point.
was well within her own. I just confirmed that she suffered no more than necessary. Not worth any gold, I would say. I was not in any danger. Says, keep your gold. I will hopefully earn some of my own later on. You can find me in the inn if you need my help on any future assignments.
Yeah, I'll definitely buy you a drink tonight. Yes.
Attorney says, my friend Enerva has had some issues with your before he goes, he turns, like stopping to think that one more thing. My friend Enerva and your very tall friend,
Yeah.
Ylva, seem to be at odds. I will say that though Enerva may seem a frustrating type, she is quite useful, strong, willing to sacrifice herself for others. Many values that I think you would find quite useful. I would not count her out of the running when it comes to seeking aid.
Oh yeah, Ylva's not that bad either. Okay, at best.
Says, I agree. Some individuals are just of a hard head, but it comes to use in its time.
Yeah. We might ask her for the Manticore mission, maybe?
Says, that would suit her.
Yep. We need to prove that the lady's alive. And
Or
we can
prove
her.
that she's utterly dead, torn apart, limb from limb, bloody massacre. Oh, probably delicious for the Manticore.
Oh my god. So Sanjan will depart, and he will be your only NPC who has actually leveled up.
Oh. Yay. Good.
And survived more than one adventure by the sounds of it.
Yeah, he survived more than one adventure, and he actually got to level up. So he goes from 9 to 13 hit points, and he learns the Burning Hands spell.
What a champ.
Kyle, to be fair, the other NPC we brought along didn't survive solely because another player stabbed her in the neck multiple times.
Yeah,
That's our main
doesn't
problem
look good
with
on the
NPCs
report
is
card.
us. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Colin has now issues with trust a little bit. So she's like, I don't know.
Surprised we can even get anybody to come on missions with us, considering that track record.
Yep.
Yeah, there's plenty of rumor of how you guys botched the Umber Hill quest. How I don't think there's any for Donabella. I mean, there's probably a little bit. Like, didn't they come with 4? What happened to her? Oh, she must have left. Like, that one's a little more obscure, but your failed quest is definitely going to be more and more known every time you come back.
No, we just take quests, we escort NPCs out into the wilderness, we kill them, take all their stuff, and say, "What? We failed the quest. We botched it. Damn."
But we, as a group, we didn't benefit from her stuff because the player that killed her ran off into the wild by
true.
himself.
That's very true.
Damn.
But quest-wise, I think we're 1 for 2. So already we're changing our reputation around.
There you go. So you have, you guys have, this is kind of our, like, hub central, like, I think our camera sort of zooms in on the inn kind of situation, and you get to kind of just go over everything that you have. You have one quest in the pocket right now, which is the one that's been already mentioned to you, to save, let me get her name here. To save Abadara Gwyn, or Dead or Alive, from the hold of the Manticore, who was quite a threat last time you faced him. That one is in your pocket. The others that you have are done. There are 3 new quests on the job board, fresh and available. And there are, let me move you guys to the proper hoopadoop. All these cool cats on the right side of the screen are in the Stonehill Tavern. Yeah.
Ooh.
All these cool people are here, except for your sister and Talon at the end. They are still not available quite yet.
They should be far away from this group because they might have better chances outside of it.
So it would be these 6 individuals who are definitely available, each in a different part of the tavern, taking in their drink, making it well known that they are adventurers for hire. The night is growing old. And the evening is growing old. The night is just beginning, and yeah, you have the remainder of what is left of the day to yourselves. Whatever you will do, prepare or role play, up to you.
The night is young. Shall we drink to our successful campaign?
Definitely. Drinking sounds lovely at this moment.
Why not?
We arrive at the tavern and I challenge Yilva to an arm wrestling contest, and I win 5 times in a row because she can't me. So
Makes sense.
That is exactly what you would say to everybody, even if you lost.
not true. Oh, I can't lie. I would just point out the one time I won and make it more glorious than any of the times I lost.
Because gold is like the one like sort of commodity in this that you definitely want to that's definitely fun to sort of keep track of. A gallon of ale is 2 silver pieces, and a mug of ale is 4 copper pieces. You have a banquet bread loaf. I don't think I can like share this. It would be really cool if I could just like make this available to everybody. Let me see if I can copy paste. It's probably going to really fuck up once it goes into the thing, but let's see if I can actually get this in here. Oh, nope. I mean, kind of.
It's readable.
It's somewhat readable.
Yeah.
In the chat, it's a little all over the place. But there's banquets, bread loaves. You got cheese, staying at an inn. All the sort of costs you would have to pay to get things that you want, and yeah, gold is finite and limited in this adventure, so definitely worth managing.
Speaking of that, I don't manage money well, so I am definitely gonna get the gallon of ale.
Okay, you can go
I'm get
2
wealthy
silver.
room accommodations tonight as well.
Oh my god, that's great. Easiest way to break up a gold. Every gold is 10 silver. Every silver is 10 copper. It's pretty easy. And yep, you could just -1 and then add them to your sheet. And I will let you guys do that. If you want to cheat, go for it, but you only rob yourself.
I don't cheating. Okay, I'm trying to look for some ale. I'm trying to read this. Ale is 1 gallon is 2 silver pieces.
2 silver,
Gotcha.
Mug is 4 copper pieces.
And you know what? Let's get aristocratic meals
1
every time.
10 minus.
Tomorrow. So that's
Okay.
So I think we would, you order that, we would see an aristocratic meal. So yeah, tell me exactly what you're buying so I can.
I want, like, I walk in and I am like, oh, have money! Because last time I didn't. So it has to be a declaration. And I'm going to throw a copper also. A couple copper. I have a handful of coppers.
Yeah.
I'm going to organize myself out. Okay. So take some money out of there and... That was wrong. There. Okay. So I'm going to take 5 copper pieces. I'm just going to throw it as a gesture. I have money and I just...
Yeah, the coins just bounce off. They just bounce off the bar. Tolman's just, I would appreciate if you handed it to me. Just, it's fine. I can pick it up. I'm short. I guess I'm close to the ground. And
that was just to the people around me. That was just like plebeian.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like talking.
It just bounces off some people. They're just like, like a couple people.
Sorry. We're excited to be back.
Like,
Hi.
one person picks up a coin, is just like, puts it in his pocket. The rest are so lost in the room that people are just like, coins.
So that was all the copper pieces I had, without having to worry about more math. So, and then I trump myself through, like, like that whole dick kind of move where they puff out their chests and they walk with their elbows bent. Because they're not worried about bumping people. Like, I do that, and I heavy stomp to a seat, and I pull it out with luster, and I slam it on the ground, and then I slam myself on the ground, and I imagine the table itself does a rumble. And then I go, come! I want meat! And then I just start, like, laying out some gold coins, and ale! And I have more gold coins, and I'm just So excited.
Yeah, the Tolbin family, seeing that you are an adventurer who's just, I mean, this is something that has to happen pretty common here. There's been a lot of quests issued out by the mayor. Adventurer comes in, they got a ton of money, they're hyped about it. They're like, this is what we wait for. So they will definitely wait on you, hand and feet for what you need. Tolbin Stonehill has many children that have all, some of them have taken up positions at his inn, so they are quite well staffed. Let me get the Stonehill Inn ambience here. Perfect. What are all you getting on this list? I'm curious. Are you getting aristocratic meals for everybody? Like,
no, just for me. I'll share my meal a little with Colin.
Okay.
More as like, you're frail. Can you bulk up? Maybe Yilva. I'm just gonna wave my food because I'm assuming that Yilva is only getting a cheese chunk and nothing else. So I will wave my food in Yilva's face.
I love how them not being here is an invite to just like. I mean, we literally made your character when you weren't here, so I'm just gonna give you whatever you want with that. That's totally
I won't
fine.
get them killed. I'll only embarrass them. So I wave my food in Yilva's face. I imagine she drools, but she gets no piece. Kalik might have some bread. I assume that's an aristocratic meal. It's a bread throwaway, and I'll toss the bread your way. And then I just get a gallon of ale, and I just chug like a bunch of it, and then I'm just like cradling it like a baby.
It takes a good like 30 minutes to an hour for this food to come out because they need to prepare it, but it comes out, it hits the table, and like you get the barrel first. You've already finished one barrel by the time the food comes, so you're good and drunk and ready for food. That whole sort of parade is happening as it takes 3 of Tolbin's children to kind of get this huge platter of food onto the table. What is the other two, Piper and Kalik? Do you purchase anything? What is your interaction with this or with the inn, or what are you doing?
Kalik is sitting down with a modest meal.
Okay.
And he's just quietly watching the spectacle, this parade of artisan foods being brought out at the demand of more beer and more meat that just gets screamed over the tavern. It's just enjoying it, watching the people.
You watch the coin just disappear out of Piper's pockets. Your meal is there because it's modest. Your meal is there before, but I probably just after Piper gets his gallon like barrel drink and starts sipping it down. Like, you already have your meal. You're gonna be done with your meal by the time the aristocratic platter comes out and fills the table.
I'm enjoying my meal, and eventually the food shows up for Piper. I'm sitting there enjoying like this slices of roast duck, and then just a big slice of bread just slams onto the middle of my plate. I'm just like, what?
Your plate was cute too. It was like, oh well, you had it cut up, and it just
it's like a normal plate of food versus literally just a big cartoonish sized plate of food.
I just like lift up the bread, and it's already soaked up all the juices from the meat, so now the meat's dry.
Oh my god. Oh, what a pollen.
Colin quietly takes the thing that Piper gave her because it's gonna be enough for her. Small flare. How did you say that word? Fair body.
Oh yeah.
And she'll look for Inverna actually to try to talk to her.
Inverna, yeah. You would see on the far side of the room, Inverna sits at the end of the bar where it sort of like comes in, like right by where the bar's part would be lifted and the bartender would come out. She's right at the end, nursing a mug of ale. She's got her stool sort of kicked out from under her, and she's standing, sort of half standing, leaning into it. Shanjan is seated next to her, and she seems to be grilling him on where he's been, what he's been doing, and if he made any money. And as you approach, you can understand quite quickly where the conversation has gone. Shanjan has said, no, it didn't make a dime. And Nerva is just getting pissed at him, just berating him, just like, you didn't make... Listen, Shanjan, the whole reason that we're in Phandalin is to make money, alright? We can't wrestle with the with the big boys in Neverwinter, so we came down here to get jobs, and we've been getting jobs, we've been getting cash, and the point of everything's getting money, and you've come back with no money. And he says,
Like, imagine a quick copper piece like plinks off her head because I flew a few more.
she says, this place getting more wily than lately. You know, it's just she's frustrated. And yeah, Pollen, as you approach, Sean is about to respond to Enerva, probably with some sort of like quip of wisdom that money doesn't matter. What would you like to?
Hi, good evening. May I please dine with you and maybe talk business?
Nerva looks down and just says, "Hey, you know this round."
Have we talked? What? We talked before?
And
I feel offended?
Sean just says, "Do you not remember? This is Pollen, one of the individuals I traveled with. You tried to fight her friend." You're the friend of the big lady, Yilva. Yeah. I like her.
Hi. She's great.
What's your name again?
I'm Pollen. Hi.
Pollen. Nice to meet you, little lady.
Nice to meet you once more.
You wanted to talk business, eh? She immediately
Yes.
looks up over your shoulder, over at Yilva, just like, so she finally caved. Had to send her little friend. I get it. No, here, come, take my stool. Puts it over, right here. Take a seat next to old Enerva.
Yes, I will. I'll really elegantly, as much as I can, try to get up on that stool that she offered me because it's not a halfling-sized stool. Sit down.
To
And then
grab your
put down
backs,
my-
like, so grab, like, back of
Yeah.
the armor and, like, tug you the rest of the way up.
Thank you.
There
And
you
can
go.
you pick up my food? I left my plate down there.
And so looks and says, John, grab a plate, would you? He says,
Sorry.
he just moves over, grabs it, places it. There you go, Pollen.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. Thank you. It's been a few minutes. So we need some help. We need some actual help.
Of course you
with-
do. Of course you need help. Everybody needs help around here. Why do you think the mayor's posting so many little of his little tasks? Help is it's kind of the cornerstone of this whole town.
Oh yes, and I do love my group. Some of us are much more excited
Oh
about
yeah,
what we do.
no, I'm quite familiar with some of your group.
Yeah. Anyway, you remembered the Manticore mission?
Yeah. So, I remember that quite well. As I was the one who had to tell the mayor about your fuck up.
Yeah, you did. But anyway, that's in the past. I would like to ask you for your help.
With the Manticore mission.
Mm-hmm.
You see, if you'd asked me for my help in the first place, you never would have gotten to this. But honestly, you're making a better move now than you did before.
Yes.
I can check and see if I'm available. Listen, I'm a very busy woman, but I think because of the situation you got yourself into with this big mistake you made, I feel a little charitable, so I think I'm going to really try to make room for this one.
That would be much appreciated.
50% of the reward.
That sounds fair.
Oh shit.
It's just, listen, I don't come cheap, alright? And honestly, you messed this one up in the first place.
Well, it was more of like somebody backstabbing, attacking the thing you're talking to.
Listen, all the drama and the dramatics of your group has nothing to do with me. If I'm playing cleanup crew, I expect to be paid a little bit more, so I want an extra share.
Then
Come
you
on,
can
Pollen.
get.
Fight for us. I finally have money, Pollen. Let's kiss it.
We can. I think in the 50-50 is fair, but if you, let's say, do much more damage in the actual completing the mission, then maybe we can give you some bonus, but only if you show yourself exceptionally great. Because
She can get
You're
more
all-
than 50-50? What?
I don't think you know who you're talking to.
and you don't know who you are talking to, because I'm also here. And also, if I do better than you, then I should deserve more money than you.
Okay, I like
Mhm.
this. I like that you got spunk. Listen, how about this? let's
Okay.
make a little wager, you and me. Cut the whole
Oh, boy.
50% thing, cut the whole extra share thing. How about this? Whoever does more in this mission between you and me
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
takes the other's share.
Ooh! I do actually like that. I like some challenges, yes?
Yeah, I do too. I enjoy gambling. It's a bit of life to spark into this world that I live in.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Being an elf, I've been around a while. Things get boring real quick.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. Try 200 years and then you'll see. Anyway, you've made this very interesting for me. When will you need me?
Probably, if I'm assuming, we might be doing something tomorrow. Honestly, the group hasn't really said what we want to do, but I assume we're gonna go do that because I need to convince my friend that she doesn't have to be dead. The apothecary person.
You sort out your little dramatics. You come back to me,
Okay.
and then I will see if I'm available. And if I am, which I should be,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna have ourselves a little adventure.
Okay. And Shunjun,
Yes.
would you be our witness, please? So this is fair.
It's not the first time I've witnessed one of Minerva's wild bets.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't be a problem. I will hold her to her word. See, everything's fine.
All right. Then let's have this lovely meal of lots of weird stuff that Piper gave me. Yes. Enjoy.
Nevertheless, says, you know what, you take that one. That's for you. And then Sean John he says, I have my own meal, thank you.
Okay. I put it to me and I start nibbling.
I love it. What anything else happening this night? I know that Pollen wants to discuss plans with the party, but that was a bit of a scene, so I want to give our other two a chance to do something.
Yeah.
They got anything
Other
left?
than be a dick, I'm the typical dick. I might tell people to come over to regale my stories, but other than that, nothing particularly wonderful.
Yeah. You trying to get people to come to you is rougher, but I'm imagining because the layout is something your character sees versus you, Kristen, sees. There's like a bard corner where somebody plays a little bit of music, and you probably bump your way in there, like, okay, I got a story, and everyone's like, oh, this guy again.
I feel like, because for my aristocratic meal, it was an entire roast duck. I'll carry it under my arm like a football, and I just as I'm telling the story, I'm ripping off a leg and eating it.
Yeah, the local bard, I think you probably interrupted this guy 6 times since he's been here, so he's just he's just playing his little
I wave him away with the duck leg. I'm go.
I'll do my set later. Just yeah.
And then I tell everybody.
And slowly, whatever crowd was even building or paying attention slowly pays no attention or leaves.
Soft noise in the background, just so it's something in the background.
Anything of Kalek other than just sitting and observing, taking in the night and the antics of your compatriot?
No, I think that's what he's going to be up to. He's definitely giving Minerva a side, or not Minerva. Innerva.
It's Inverna, but I've said it wrong, and I just with these names we just go with whatever comes out of the mouth.
I'm just gonna call her Erna.
Yeah, Erna's fine.
So yeah, he doesn't particularly care for Erna, so just keeping an eye on that situation and taking mental notes.
Yeah, from afar, that situation is very much even if Pollen is standing her own in that situation, Nerva's a card shark. So it's very predator prey kind of situation. If you're not hearing what's being said.
Pollen looks really happy and he uses sparkles while he's a dark cloud from that side.
Unknowing prey. It's a situation.
She has hope for this. This will go well. Yes.
You're a fool.
I know. I'll get back. If I have a count of when she starts being less nicer, depending on what happens to her. Just not nicer, much more less
Keeping marks.
carefree. Oh yeah, I have marks for her. She's gonna slowly decline if some more stuff shitty will happen to her.
I love that you have a rep list for Pollen. Just like
Oh, yeah.
Pollen will remember.
Oh, she will. Oh, she will. But it's okay.
Good, good. Do you guys convene at any point in the night to discuss the future? Or is that something left for the next day after waking up from food hangovers?
Time.
Yeah, breakfast time.
Yeah.
If everybody's content with closing the night, nothing of extraordinary note happens this evening. You easily enough get your full rest. If you didn't have anything that you didn't already have, make sure your sheet is perfectly refreshed. Max HP, max spells, max everything. Hit dice, you should be good across the board. And yeah, you can wake up the next morning to a breakfast, which will also cost you money.
If my character wakes up early enough, can he get some shopping in before we go?
Oh hell yeah, you can.
Okay, so I'll buy some things while we're talking.
You have access to everything in the adventuring, everything in the like basic adventurer's gear. I believe it has to be under 25 gold pieces. I'm not sure.
So, longsword +3.
No.
Vorpal greatsword.
Yeah, that one is here. Ah, you got it.
Such a bargain.
It's for a copper piece too, isn't it?
Wow, it's on sale.
You can get like 8 of them and just like use them as a cape. Yeah, I think everything under 25 gold pieces should be available in town. Other than healing potions, which were available until you got the alchemist in trouble. So okay, that is everything.
Wow, way to go, guys.
Yeah, we go. I'm gonna harass you guys for that quest forever.
I know, that's why I'm working on it to
I
get it
know.
done.
Oh no, I'm just so mean.
Oh, we're gonna fuck it up again. I feel it.
Well, okay. I will not point fingers at anybody. No, no way.
But yeah, the next morning comes. If anybody wants to spend more copper, more silver,
another aristocratic meal. Thank you very much.
Another aristocratic breakfast.
I'm gonna point it out that these are meals per day.
They are.
So I expect an aristocratic lunch.
Yep. You pay for a meal for the whole day. Now, will you be here the whole day? We don't know.
No.
Right. I assume we're here at least through lunch. I get 2 good meals out of this.
This is like, this is reminding me of going to like Cedar Point and be like, I'm getting a 2-meal deal. I gotta make sure that the park will provide the food for me. Okay, yeah, 2 meals. You're bargain binning. I love it.
Okay, I'll probably, if Piper will let me eat out of their plate, because I'm like, this is so sad. Okay,
You're
please, you should.
pathetic and need to strengthen up so that way you don't die so fast.
Okay.
I will only tolerate if I kill you.
Okay, good to know.
I would say it's only with the aristocratic meal that can feed like 2 other people. It's because it's so extravagant.
Mind you, if anything, I do only give them scraps. I never give them enough so they can eat a meal entirely on their own.
Never mind then. You just get scraps. You
I
don't
am
actually. This doesn't actually count for your food for the day. But we're not even really counting food for the day, so don't worry about it.
No, it's more of like I will try to eat so it's not wasted. I feel so bad.
A cheese chunk with this, and you'll be fine.
You have the starving
Or
debuff.
I'll be okay with you being in my debt. The interest rates seem unreasonable, but if you pay on time, it'll be fine.
There's another. She's basically a Nerva too.
I feel attacked. Yep. Harlan's gonna be shredded. It's okay. Yay.
So yeah,
sorry, it doesn't help. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Kalik, are you also getting a meal in the morning, or are you?
He's getting his standard meal.
Standard meal.
He's owed that much.
A standard modest meal. It sounds good. And the yeah, you have the morning to yourselves to do whatever you want. You can discuss. You can go stuff. Kalik would have been shopping, so some point he comes back. Does he come back with any stuff that's visible? Everyone's like, "Oh, what you got?"
I mean, I'm buying a weapon, so that will be visible for sure.
Yeah, like new scabbard, new belt.
Which one? Yeah, apparently bows are really freaking expensive.
Everything, all weapons should be available under 25.
Nope. A crossbow is 50.
Yeah, a
I already
crossbow.
own
A
it.
crossbow is a specialty. Is a specialty item here, I would say. Like your standard bows are available. This is a very frontier town.
Yeah, well, where I come from, they're cheap and easy. So this
Absolutely.
is
Yeah, you
outrageous.
are in the boonies, man.
Wow.
You are 100% in the boonies.
Okay, Caleb, do a spin. Show yourself off with your new items.
We're still in the scene of him picking out something from the blacksmith.
Just
when you
moving,
show up,
moving shop to shop, grumbling about how he could make better things if he just had the time.
And by shop to shop, it would be the one blacksmith or Barthen's Provisions.
Yeah, it's like the one general store. It's like, yeah, you hiking these prices because nobody else is selling anything.
Literally, I'll move over to the map because it's kind of funny. Literally, you can go to the. Oh yeah, why is this hidden? That's so weird. You can go to the. Let me get my arrow. From the Stonehill Inn, you can go to the Smithy, you can go to Barthen's Provisions, or the Lion's Shield Colster. This is literally the 3 places that could sell it. So if you don't have something, it's literally like, oh, maybe the other 2 have it. And if you go to the other one, they're like, maybe the other 2 have it. It's just like, ah.
As that is happening, like as Kalik leaves to go shopping, I have ordered my breakfast gallon of ale.
Yeah. I think to the surprise for sure, but let me. They don't have any bugbears here, so that your appetite is foreign to them. So I don't think Stonehill's judge are just like much like dwarfs. All right, and just get you.
And then I imagine after Kalik is done shopping, when he comes back, that's when I finally get my aristocratic breakfast.
Oh man, poor Mother Stonehill. She has to like really. I mean, she gets a chance to get like really fancy with these meals, but you're like the only one in here buying the aristocratic meals. Their nicest, most fancy duck.
I eat them heartily too. Like I am all about, because it's usually I had dungeon gruel in my last job.
Yeah.
So this is the best.
Hey, you gotta pick the gnome out of your teeth somehow. So.
Really gamey, really sticks in there.
Sticks in there.
You know.
Well, yeah.
That is the problem with gnome. There's not a lot of fat. A little too much just bristle.
Well, oh boy. No, eat your duck. Okay.
You want to? I got duck skin, and I dangle it.
I'll let you choose and sort of decide your weapon in your own time, but we can, whenever you guys are ready, do a together scene if that's what you want. Like I don't want Kyle to feel like we all have to. What are you gonna get? What are you gonna get? So I don't want to pressure him.
Oh God, yeah. If we were waiting on me, I'm sorry.
We're good. We're good.
We were. It's okay though.
Yeah. Jeez.
So Colin will, I don't know, if Kalik will probably show up with his new item. I will not tease him until he actually knows what he has. So he'll be like, okay guys, now the first order of business is I got us a new friend for our mission, yes. And we're going to be, if you guys are okay with it, do the mission that we failed the first time, which you haven't been here, so you're okay. You did nothing wrong. But overall, all of us, we need to redeem ourselves and find a live alchemist, definitely alive. She is definitely alive, and we'll be able to find her. And, what's her name? I'm always forgetting. The lady who is not Inverna.
Just call her alchemist if you want. If you can't remember her name, it's no big deal.
The alchemist gave her herself literally, so we need to give ourselves for her to bring her back. That's what I think we should do. Who's with me? Yay.
Sure, anything to eat a manticore later. I will remind you, the alchemist is dead, but I am happy to kill a manticore at any time, any day you want.
Amazing. We need that manticore killed. Probably will not want to talk to me like last time, but it's okay.
I didn't want to talk to you the first time. Oh, I see what you were referring to.
Ooh. Michaela will just tell Kyle how I rolled a natural 20 for persuasion, and then Kristen goes in with an attack, and everything went just down the hill. It was beautiful that day.
I had baggage that day,
Okay.
which was
But
my
then-
war cry.
But I got us a companion with us, and Verna. She is the elf with some chip on her shoulder, but it's okay. And she'll be joining us if she has her schedule open. Yes. Any complaints? Questions? I'm here to answer.
I suppose I don't have any complaints.
Okay. Good. Piper, you said you're good with the mission.
How much does it pay again? My lifestyle needs to be financed.
100.
Oh god. 100 gold pieces.
Oh,
Twice
yes,
what the
that's
last
all I
one.
needed to hear. When do we leave is my next question.
Probably as soon as possible. The quicker we can maybe get to her, the more probability she will be still alive. Because she's still alive. And I would believe in that.
That's nice to hear. Have you heard the rule of 48 hours?
Okay? What in
I
my
can tell you it's been more than that.
there's always hope for survivors. Okay.
But anyways,
Okay.
100 gold. How many? So it was Inverna the only one you shared it with.
Only in Verna, I can
Like
ask
the only one
John.
fighting.
Oh yes, John. Yes, if he's willing, he can maybe join us.
Because then that's another share. Oh, it's
Well-
fine. It's fine. It's 100 gold. That's
Okay.
1, 2.
Well, I made a deal with Inverna, so we don't have to really split. Well, technically, I would have to give my share if I lose, and she can give me her share if she loses. So then one of us will get it slightly doubled. Yes,
Wait, what?
that's a different story. We don't have to think about it for too long.
I do want to think about it for a long time. What is the terms of the losing
Well-
and the winning?
For me and for her, who will do more helpful stuff in the mission, who will maybe do much more points of damage and such, will then by Shinjun be judged, and then we will be able to decide who was better on that mission. Yes.
I bust out laughing, a gut-rending laugh. And then followed in between of hicks of like, you don't like money, do you? And just like cracking up, if anything, and then going, so is Shunjun, and then stopping suddenly and going, wait, is Shunjun gonna want to share this time? Because he mentioned he wants to get paid, but it sounds like he's not doing our job. He's more of watching you fail.
He's gonna definitely help. He will get paid this
Okay,
time
I mean-
because
So I have to count your share, though you'll lose it, so that's 1. 4,
anything can happen.
7, 100 divided by 7? That's, I don't do well with my 7s in math.
Even Paul just read.
His brain breaks as he sits there for just many minutes.
Calculating. I start counting. My fingers do weird things. I look at my feet.
Make a
I
make a
count
concentration check. No one's rolled any dice. I need you to make make an intelligence
it.
saving throw, really quick for me.
Hey, I do well with the intelligence
True.
saving throws.
Oh,
You get
I
it.
got it.
You know exactly
Yes,
what it
right.
is, so you can plug
my
that into your
death
phone. Tell me what that is, because I don't know what that is. 100 split 7 ways.
14.28571428.
It's about 14 gold apiece. It's a little more than you got now.
We got 17 gold apiece. I'm
True.
not a
It's
fan.
less. Yeah, that's true.
Can we discuss with Shanjan the fact that he doesn't deserve his share?
but until he doesn't do anything, then maybe. But if he does stuff, then he's getting his share. If we live.
Kyle, Kalik,
It's close.
do you enjoy living throughout a mission? I'm sure if one of
Preferable.
Oh, okay. I'm just assuming if one of us dies by the Manticore, but we then kill the Manticore in both revenge, right? And some of us, Paulin likes revenge. Then that's more money for all of us. We don't need Yelva that bad.
Can't argue with the logic.
Uh-huh.
You went against this Manticore with Yerva last time and still didn't really manage all that well, so I don't see how...
No,
Well, we were
with
backstabbed
a
during the time.
unicorn lady who got stabbed in the neck very easily.
Well...
There's
yes.
no betrayals happening, hopefully, this time. I'm keeping my high hopes up. No backstabbing.
You never know.
Mhm.
Well, she does have a very big sword, so I prefer to have her, but if this is the direction we wish to go, I won't fight it.
It seems necessary. 48 hours has already passed. We need to catch up with this.
Oh yeah, it's been way more than 48 hours. Not only
I know. I
dead,
know.
our left of her remains are nothing but rotting specks of meat, like not even suitable to consume anymore, except by carrion flies and vultures.
Hmm.
It is. Oh my god.
Charming.
Oh yeah.
I eat
Let's
another bit of food on top of that. I'm like,
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Um.
Sorry, I'm trying to serve Kristen because she's been frozen here the whole freaking time.
No, you're
Yeah.
okay.
hopefully it's in a great face, not something like,
I'll send it to you.
Oh, you want to see? I screen capped one of the ones because it's particularly nightmarish.
those are my favorite.
Where should I post it? Actually, I'm distracting from the session. I'll do it after.
I'm sorry, Ed.
Oh no, you're fine. This is.
Submit to the Peak Talks. That's still okay.
You would spot Iverna entering the room probably after you've all have eaten your fill a bit in the middle of discussing. She doesn't have her sort of normal, very casual like vest and hat attire. The hat is gone. The vest and sort of loose shirt have been replaced with armor. I would say very akin to the main character of the Dragon Age 2. You guys know what I'm talking about? So
yeah.
like she's got the chainmail, the plate put in different places. She's got some sort of like red tabard situation kind of going on, and she looks pretty armored up. She's got a big sword on her back, and she's in the middle of sort of just tightening her gloves. Like definitely looks like ready to go for somebody who was gonna make time. Definitely looks like she's made the time, and immediately comes in, spots the table. Like makes eye contact right with you, Pollen, and then just sort of goes to the bar and sits down away from you, making a ching ching sound as she gets all the way over, and orders a small drink.
Excuse me now, I'm going to finish my deal with this one. And jump off the table. Look.
Oh, nice landing.
Like a Spider-Man pose.
Better.
Yeah. And I will approach. Good morning. You look lovely in your armor.
Pollen, was it, right? I got the
Yes.
name right, I remembered it.
You did.
Thank you very much. How are you this fine morning in the lovely frontier town of Phandalin?
Doing actually pretty nice. This time I don't fear for something eating me in the morning, so that's pretty exciting.
Something you worry about often?
Usually, you wouldn't be. You should be. I don't know. People want to just eat me. It's a really weird thing. I've been
Sound like you have
experiencing.
anxiety.
Maybe a little bit, but it's okay.
Should see a
'cause I am
wizard
working. Maybe,
about that.
but that's okay. We're not dealing with that at this moment. But you. So, did you make time for us?
I don't know. She sits back, all her armor, kind of says,
Was kind of reviewing the quest board before I got in here. Had a few things tuned up from the blacksmith, just got them back. Things are fitted. Haven't worn this in a while, so feels good. Been almost a week sitting on my ass waiting for Sean to do something. So, but I've been very busy, as I said before. But I was eyeing up the quest board, saw a lot of escort missions. Easy stuff. Kind of just helping people into the woods. Helping people into the, their homes. It's all fucking boring. I want on your mission, all right? We're gonna kill something, right? You've got one where we're actually gonna fight a manticore.
We're gonna fight it. Piper wants to eat it, so definitely it's gonna be dead.
Whatever. I don't care what he does with it as long as I get to put my sword through its gullet. And our bet is still on, right?
But it's still on. We will do much more stuff. We'll then get the share of the other person.
Well, as you can see, I'm quite prepared, so you best bring your A game.
I'll not use my spell, but I will do sparkles. Me too. Like magical
That's what she
sparkles.
says.
It's gonna be the easiest gold I've ever made. Alright, introduce me to your friends.
Alright, follow me.
Yep.
Everyone?
Ching, ching.
We already, some of you know, Inverna, this lovely elf lady. She will be joining us on this quest because she also wants to stab this manticore as much as Piper wants to.
Nice,
believe
it's
we're-
you! Verona, in...
Close enough.
Yes, Verona, so...
And you're the bugbear. You know, I've killed
I am?
bugbears before, but I'm sure you've killed some elves before.
Oh, I love how you can see that about me.
We're gonna be good friends, you know. And this must be, I don't know your name.
Just puts her hands out towards Kayla.
Kalik. She's putting her hand out.
Yeah, hand out.
Yeah, he'll shake her hand.
I've traveled with humans before.
Looks over, says,
That's my friend Sean Jean. I'm used to your mortality. It's cute. I like it.
This is rather adorable. He
Yes.
wears well. He fears death occasionally.
It is rather charming being mortal.
If he drinks enough, you'll hear him contemplate his never-ending steps towards doom.
I mean, honestly, I don't
It's not a
judge.
marriage.
it's like,
Honestly, I don't judge you for it. Mortal, immortal. I mean, are we really immortal? Most elves don't live past 1,000, so you die eventually. What does it matter?
Yeah, besides, a dagger through the third rib ends everybody's life.
Hey,
Elf
ain't
or
that the
human.
truth?
I've many daggers through various ribs. I've never counted them.
So I hear we got a job killing a manticore.
It killed me.
Yes, we first need to figure out where it went. It flew
Well,
south-ish from the mill.
hey, we got a direction. Sounds good enough for me. Go south,
Yeah.
wait till we see wings. Shoot it down.
Sounds good.
And now, I usually like to try to find my place in groups like this really quick. Don't know if you already have somebody filling this kind of slot, but I'm a bit of a front runner. I like to go in first. I like to be the one to brace for the damage. I like to be the one doing the damage. I don't like a lot of thinking. I just like a lot of doing.
Just like Eva. Okay,
It
so
raises an eyebrow.
None of us tend to think in the heat of the battle. We go by our gut instinct, which has been proven on multiple deaths by this one. And I lift Pollen up by the back of her armor to dangle her before everybody, and then I set her back down.
All right. Only other thing I want to make clear, I'm not interested in losing my life in this situation. If the whatever we get into doesn't look favorable, I'm just gonna say, if it's obvious, we should all run. And if I see that my life is in danger, I'm probably gonna cut and run just to be direct with you. Now, not a lot of things put my life in danger. I'm not a coward, but if I see that all of you are bleeding on the ground and the thing's about to bite my head off, I'm not a hero, so I'm probably gonna run.
makes sense.
That's
All right.
fair.
And then
I
I'm
think the only
probably
one who would run, and then I lift up Pollen again.
Come on!
Like, she doesn't like to run, and then I fucking...
so,
says, I don't think your friend likes being picked up, but I mean, you
What?
do you.
No, she loves it. I pick it up
I
again.
please stop doing this.
I know that Josh isn't here to play his character, but at one point or another, there's a mountain lady hand on your shoulder, like put her down. Very,
Darn it!
very-
Always, Silva!
always-
Good.
even though faded into obscurity, it has to be there.
You still don't see Silva's face. You just see the hand come out, press, and then the knowing understanding, and then it goes away.
Says,
And
all right, We've got an understanding. You won't risk your life for me. I won't risk your life for you. Hopefully, we come out of this with no problems and a little bit richer. Good stuff.
Precisely. All right.
Speaking of richer, Shanjan, I hear you're here as a proctor for their bet. Are you expecting a share of the final cut?
Nerva immediately cocks a smile like, oh, they know about the bet. Good. A show. Like, she's like very like, good. It's not a secret.
I don't keep secrets.
Yeah. And Nerva just kind of nods her head in respect, like, all right, let's make it public. Shanjan just sort of lifts a hand. He says, I overheard a ridiculous deal being made over a life-threatening situation that should probably be taken more seriously. Yes, and I will account it.
But that's a real question. I don't care about that. But are you asking for a share of the final cut?
So he says, I'm taking no part in your adventure. I don't believe I would deserve any kind of payment. Says, don't worry,
you get to live.
I'm gonna make double for him anyway.
Oh, shots fired. Okay, let's good news. You get to live.
Wonderful.
Was his life in question?
Yeah, I was wondering how well it should be guarded.
Oh god.
Says, as long as you're not the type who... never mind. Never chance I'd run across another party like that again. Anyway, we ready to hit the road?
Yes. And are you going to have carry out or something?
Can we wait till after lunch, though? Maybe dinner.
You waiting on a deluxe meal or something?
Oh, you have no clue.
Can you maybe reserve it for a couple of
if we're looking for a thing that flies, preferable to get as much daylight as possible. But I mean, you do you. As long as I get paid, I don't care how you go about it.
Aren't we a little short on time anyway?
Yep.
I gruff myself over to the bar. I ask for my aristocratic snack.
you get
An
like
aristocratic roadie.
you get like the equivalent of like a power bar from the vending machine. Well, it's a really nice. It's like a $6 power bar. Like most people be like $6. I'll never pay for that out of a vending machine.
But it tastes like not just cardboard, but also actual chocolate and peanut butter with
there's
it.
the chocolate and peanut butter in there. Absolutely, a tasty treat made by Lady Stonehill herself.
Grudgingly walk away, not getting my aristocratic lunch.
Oh, I love it. All right, and y'all take to the road then, leaving the town of Phandalin behind. The quest board filled with papers. We're passing that up, yes?
Oh yes.
Okay, come back to it later. Perfect. It will be -1 quest. I will be doing that. I have to roll for what quests will not be available, but it's fine. It's because it's an active town. It's alive.
Oh,
I mean, we can always just kill the people who took the quest.
I mean, if you guys want to be...
I like the way you think, Caleb!
Don't give her ideas.
Oh
No.
my god, I love it. I love it.
Though it does seem rather foolish to identify who is working on a chore based on the paper they hold.
Well, as an Outlander, definitely I would know that stuff. Yes, because it's out. Okay, I'll be quiet. No more jokes here.
No, you are good. So let me make sure I've got you. Yep, you guys are on the right map. So you take off from the town of Phandalin, making your way towards Umbridge Hill, I imagine. Yes, is that where you were planning to head? Last known location.
I don't see why the Manticore clearly ate her and left. He was only there before her, right?
Yeah, you said you kind of know the direction that he flew, which was like a southeast situation and the direction of Nomengard. But no idea where really how far we're at.
Nope.
So we're heading to Umbridge Hill and then back in the somewhat direction of Nomengard.
Maybe it could have gone that way, or maybe diagonally. We can see if it left feathers. You know, do some tracking. That's pretty much.
Have any of you done tracking before?
A
This is
little
probably a
bit.
poor time to bring it up, but do we even have anyone capable of performing that task?
You do
Maybe.
within the party. You have Yilva. I know that they're not here,
not
but
here.
give you. I mean, I think technically, just for the sake of the party being able to, in some case, yeah, anybody who has survival proficiency should be
Or
okay. Yeah.
yes. Because I am an outlander, so I would assume that maybe
That,
something.
we don't even need Yilva then. Like
Yeah.
you're good. If you have proficiency in it and you're an outlander, there's your tracker.
You see Pollen like stretch away and start like scurrying.
That's
and run.
interesting. So is Pollen like I mean, that makes sense to like your family and like your sister. You avid traveler.
We did, and plus they didn't want me at home a lot, so they would send me out.
So you've been on the road and in the wilds for a long time. I think that would make sense. I can imagine you actually coming into your own very quickly in the wilds.
Yes. Snow is sometimes difficult, but overall I'm good.
That's awesome. It'd be cool to see Pollen kind of shine here.
If I shine, depending on how I
I know,
roll.
especially when money is on the table for her to shine.
So I'm going to try to do my tracking, like when I would hunt some stuff back in the day with my sister.
Yeah.
Yes.
Umbrage Hill is easy enough to get to without much effort, as it doesn't take long to see the slowly turning windmill in the distance. The very hill where you remember sore memories of losing a friend and a rescuee that you left behind. You do pass by, because you're in this area. You pass by. As you get closer, a tree in the distance, and you do see what looks to be someone from quite a while away slunched up against the tree.
Yeah,
Oh, she has to be rotten by now.
she probably is.
Why
She?
didn't we bury her?
Because I don't know. We were really
Well,
injured.
Oh. Oh well.
Just don't touch
I
it.
offer to go close to it. Like, in passing, I'm like, look at that sight, everyone on the bus. Turn to your left. There's a dead person.
The remains of one of your companions, I assume.
Yep.
I mean, I
Stop.
didn't know her well.
The one that we know to be dead, or the one we hope is not?
She is known to be dead, and we hope the other one will be dead. Yes. Because the other one stabbed this one when they were unconscious.
This one, who's definitely dead, was stabbed in the neck. Aggressively.
And you just left their body to the vultures, then?
Yes, I guess that was the choice they made.
Make a perception check, Kalik.
Oh, right. That was unexpected. Give me a second.
Are you
I'm
okay?
working on it.
As you're doing that, I just remembered I have bagpipes, so I'm gonna be blowing them.
In honor of oh god, what was
Yeah,
her?
it's an Irish funeral. Which bagpipes?
Oh my god.
Donabella.
Annabella.
In honor of Donabella. Yeah. So Kalik, I'm not. It's up to you. Like your sort of morals in the situation. They did just sort of leave this body here, but you can see the body is well decomposed. You can see from here graphic things I won't get into, but naturally animals get to things like this, and the situation is the circle of life happening over there by that tree.
Look, nature took care of its own. Why should we interfere?
It doesn't make me happy that we had to leave her like this.
I mean, we could
We
burn
can
Do
her.
something about it. He's gonna turn on his heel and start walking to the body.
Okay.
We love to waste time, don't we?
Very soon the smell would hit you. It is the
A very familiar
a
stench.
very familiar stench of a corpse. You can make a religion check really quick for me as you do get closer.
The one character that I decide not to be proficient in religion. There it is.
7. Okay, cool. Yeah, you get closer. Stench of death, corpse. Situation is a little Let me change the music up a little bit. It's not great. Here we go. I don't know if this is going to be too weird. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you step up close to this, getting closer to this body. The stench sort of fills your nostrils. There are many pieces missing. You're surprised they're even leaning up the way that they are, and not just sort of dragged away from this situation. Obviously, decay has taken in different places. The most of the clothing still intact, obviously ripped in places you'd expect it to be, yeah, it is a stark scene of death.
How old is the person? Can I tell
They look to
roughly?
be a fairly young, probably definitely youthful human. You can see the round ears, what's left that Kay hasn't quite gotten to. Some of the matted hair, definitely female. And yeah, probably somebody of God, that probably no more than 20, mid-20s. Probably could be as young as like 16, 17, 18.
Oh,
And you
that
do see the
definitely
wound too.
that impacts him a little bit. It's a gruesome death for somebody that young. Even back home,
I mean, it's a gruesome
dying.
death for anybody any age, but I see.
Yeah, yeah.
Shut up.
Oh, sorry. I didn't even know. I forgot I had my mind reading minds thing on.
Yeah, wait. What
When
are you
you
doing
do
in my
the
internal monologue?
when you do the voice, I'm like, okay, we're playing. Sure. Now I cannot distinguish between Kristen and Piper anymore.
So
Yay.
he has no connection to the body, but with a sense of like morbid duty, he lays it out and begins to like straighten up its garments and everything, and he pulls out the cylinder and twists in a combination, and then begins to pour a oily black liquid over the top of the body.
Yeah, but as you begin that process, before you even sort of get to getting the thing out, start pouring the oil. The minute you interact with the body, you see it's very dead, but you can see within the fingers which ones are left over. They're sort of twitching. You can see nerves pulling, and as you sort of shift, the arms twitch as well, and you know that the body is far beyond decay to have any extra sort of nerves firing off in there. And yeah, make a history check for me really quick. I want to give you one more chance interacting with this to have an immediate. Oh, all right. So it hasn't fully yet, but undeath does seem to be starting its process here. Many of the lands around the frontier of the Sword Valley, and you wouldn't have any knowledge of this, but I think it's just there are plenty of places where it doesn't take much for this the undeath bug to get into somebody. If a corpse is left over, it just matters what got to it, what bit into it, there's literally a mire where you faced with undeath, not a few miles like south of here. You don't know what came about it, but it's already starting.
Oh God.
There's no movement in the face or anything, just the arms are twitching.
He has seen plenty of that in the wake of the last war, so he's familiar with undead. But it would definitely shock him to see it settling in, especially since he's only really seeing animal bites, nothing magical at work here. So it would be a question for him to log as to how this set in, despite the cause of death just being a mortal wound. No magic at play. But He'll actually, it'll be less of a ritual at this point and more of just like a stand back, like arm at max length as he's pouring this liquid over it, just waiting for it to make a move. But the body definitely needs to be burned now.
Yeah, you cover it in the sort of viscous liquid.
Oh yeah, it's oil.
Yeah, oil.
He's gonna light this sucker up.
Okay. Like help?
Yeah, and he like twists the.
Bonfire.
It'll be a small bonfire. He twists the cap off of his staff, and he flips a lighter switch, and there's just a small little blaze on it. He just pokes it in there and sets it ablaze.
Yeah, it just goes aflame. The arms give a few more vigorous twitches than they were when you were moving them, but they quickly burn out.
Stop it! And he just like smacks the wrist with the staff.
Because of my wizard hat, I have control flame, so I won't do this, but it'd be hilarious for me to just extinguish it every time you said it. You're like, nope, nope.
So disrespectful. Oh.
No, I am going to, like, I'll be like, Pollen, what's your favorite color? Adding to the disrespect.
Pink?
Oh! And then I make a pink flame. I'm like, look!
I should not be excited about this, Piper. We need to take this seriously. Somebody's died here.
The fire encompasses the corpse. And
she would have preferred it that way. Pink was probably her favorite color.
The twitching was done quite quickly. Whatever undeath was starting to set in, the body has been effectively burned, and it takes a while for it to sort of go through the process. So if you stay and wait, it'll be the better part of an hour. But if you begin walking away, you would see it sort of burning in the distance, and it is sort of a ritualistic way to put your friend to rest here. No longer having their corpse sort of open to the wilds.
Yeah, we had nothing left after that battle, literally. We're so dead.
And then you see the sort of half-broken home of Abadala, the alchemist. The smashed walls of the house connected to the side of the mostly intact still windmill. It's still turning. Just ever so slowly, getting caught in the wind. It never makes a full rotation. It just kind of like back and forth. And that's at the top of the hill. And yes, you are back where you were before.
Well, we're now definitely clues. Yes. Instead of looking for feathers or any kind of marks, maybe Abadal left something because the thing was calling her. Definitely wanted her help for something. That's why he would not kill her. So we're gonna figure out the pieces together. Yes, just like Sherlock Gnomes.
Yeah.
Where
does your investigation begin? Do you go around the area? Do you investigate?
I go into the house and I investigate her belongings very carefully to see if there's any gold.
The house is mostly but the wood floor is still there. You can see the remnants of furniture. What's left of the house are a few walls, like a few pieces of two of the walls. The rest have been completely smashed to the side. You can see sort of where the debris lands, the roof itself torn off, effectively sort of splayed across the side of the hill in many pieces. You could definitely recount the damage done by this manticore. The scratch marks dug into this side of the windmill proper, and the door that seems well smashed in, but the manticore was unable to fit that once connected to the home. Effectively, this place has been weather worn for the last couple of days in your absence since the attack. Many things have been picked away, and very little does seem to be intact or left here. There's sort of tossed over dresser, a bed that's missing most of its mattress. It's sort of ripped out in pieces, feathers all over the ground that have been stomped in by passerbys or animals. Go ahead and make an investigation check. Any who are sort of checking this area out.
We're gonna go from the house, outside, around. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll definitely give advantage to anybody.
Yeah.
Ooh,
or I can do an individual one.
I'll roll a second one.
You said I have 2 inspirations, and you said from
you do have 2 inspirations.
Can I use that? Can I use
You're
that?
supposed to call those before, but I'll let you use
Gotcha.
it. Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to. Then if it's before, I don't have to.
I would say it's fine. Use one right now.
It's fine. All right, and hopefully it's better. 18.
It would have been I feel so mean, but it would have. So the inspiration would have been added on to your original roll. Where you rolled an 8, so it would have been a 3.
11? Oh shit.
It would have been the first roll.
Yeah, it's okay. It's the 3.
Yeah. So I think what this represents with these rolls, unless you guys can come up with anything else that you're looking at, it's just go, everything. It's been too long. It's like it's been and like everything's just garbage.
No tools.
Like broken tools, like clothes sort of on the ground, like shattered glass. Like this is a place that has been literally stomped into the ground by a manticore.
Well, then my other idea would be just go and try to look for tracks and track it and see if I can track it, even though...
Okay. You were just checking the house in
Yeah.
that scenario. Okay, cool. Because
I was just hoping to find some kind of notes that like, oh, I've been pen paling with this manticore and telling him how amazing...
just so we're in the
potions I
same mind space, I'm separating the house from the windmill. The windmill is its own thing. The house is its own thing. Cool. Just want to make
Good.
sure. So you just want to look at the surrounding area, like a mile or just very close?
A
I'm going
mile.
into the windmill.
You're gonna go check out the windmill. All right, perfect.
Yeah.
The door is smashed open. You can like sort of pry and push, like, because it's just sort of pushed off its hinges and sort of half caved in. Doesn't take much to sort of get it out of the way, but you can go in and investigate the windmill proper. You see there's a spiral staircase, and there does seem to be what looks to be intact furniture within here, a part of her home that was not harmed, and some things that do seem to be still lingering about.
Gold?
Though the
Gold?
yeah, you give me a look. Yeah, so you're looking around. During that time, Pollen has taken off to start exploring the nearby countryside.
Yep.
You can go ahead and make I would say perception for you, since it's more of just looking around versus actually investigating a single area. Kalik, where are you about this?
I think Kalik's gonna go help Pollen because a tiny gnome
Then I have
wandering
to
off.
share my
Yeah,
gold.
you can take
Yeah,
that 13
potential.
then. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'll help with that roll.
I roll like shit.
All right, cool.
But it's okay.
Were you planning on aiding or rolling your own die? I'm sorry, I cut you off. If you want to roll your own die, you could.
Not for perception, no.
Okay.
Because it's survival and better.
Perfect. So this will be two different things then. I'll go with Piper since Piper rolled the highest.
Yeah.
You're going through stuff. Just sort of flowing through. I'd like you to roll 3 separate d10 for me,
Ooh, I'm gonna be so rich.
because I know
y'all.
you're looking for coin. I know you're looking
That's
for coin.
my main focus. Or anything shiny, or anything that has a potion that
Yeah.
I can probably unlock for more money than I deserve.
Interesting. Yeah. Go for it. Let's do the thing. Perfect. 8 copper pieces, 7 silver pieces, and 8 full shillings of gold. You do manage.
I pocket them.
You do manage to
I
find.
look around. I do this suspicious, like,
These are found in because you're just sort of moving things over. I think you literally just find what looks to be like a small case kept in a drawer of a workshop bench, and you open it up, and there does seem to be an odd coinage within. You do see that this was where her sort of alchemist bench was kept as well within here, and you do manage to scrounge up a potion. You're not really sure what it does, but there does seem to be what at least seems to be a leftover concoction that she was in the midst of. She didn't get a chance to label it. She didn't even get a chance to cork it, so it's only about half full. But there's plenty of like corks you could like go right now. You don't know what it is or what it can do, but you have it.
it fizz.
It's a blue liquid, and it
Mana.
seems flat. There's no fizz to it. Seems to be flat. You also do manage to find what looks to be you are literate, right? Like you've taken the time to read outside of the bugbear.
I'm a genius.
Oh, that's
yes!
true. That's true. You are super silly. I just wanted to know if you chose to, because I believe in normal bugbear, like that's not a concern of theirs, like being raised with.
I'm +2 intelligence, and I had to read in order to know.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
But I'm a -2 wisdom, so I'm really smart. I'm smart enough to know that tomato is a fruit, but I'm not smart enough to know that you should not put it in a fruit salad.
That makes sense.
Why all my fruit salads suck.
Plenty of books about the place that seem to illustrate sort of alchemy and stuff, but you see one book that does seem to be a very, very loved, very worn, sitting on the sort of bench, and you do see what looks to be her alchemist journal. It was already sort of splayed out, had pen and ink, which is dried out by now, but it does seem to be a journal of sort of her alchemy endeavors. And there do seem to be entries that you can read in common that detail not only sort of alchemist endeavors, but some of her personal life as well. You see a mention in some of the pages of an individual by a name that, oh god, I can't remember it. I'm gonna come back to you, but you remember the name being shouted out. It is the same name that she addressed the Manticore when you first met the party.
I told you, pen pals.
So we see you open it up and you kind of look in and you recognize the Manticore's name within the writings, and I'll get that name back and make sure I get it written down. But as you sort of turn to those pages, we're going to go back to the rest of our party. We see Kalik and Pollen out in the fields, probably, what do you say, like a good 100 feet from each other, really searching out the land, looking around. Pollen, do you want to describe how you go about sort of wayfaring out here in the land looking for clues?
Yeah. So first, it's really slow. You never rush it. You have to really. I've been watching the video with Chris about tracking and hunting. So
yeah.
That's what I'm doing. So pretty much it's just slowly walking, looking at any other patterns in the floor, looking at the trees if they're not cut when touching the tree just to feel it, and anything. Really weird stuff that I didn't know that they actually do. Putting my hand in shit, that's pretty much what I'm doing.
Yeah. I think you would find definitely some proof of the creature's existence in the general area. I don't know that you get an exact direction, but in the direction that it flew, you do. Because I'm imagining you're it flew this way. This is the first place we're going to check. You do find feathers. You find some claw marks in the ground. You even managed to find a sample of scat, and it is definitely, its presence did seem to be popular to this area, at least within when you saw him, or maybe more frequent. Some of this stuff dates a little older when you're looking at it. So you definitely find evidence of its existence southeast.
I, with my knowledge, put that into my research and hunting journal.
Because that takes a while, and I know that Piper is impatient. Piper, outside of that, there isn't much left in this area outside of a few clothes and some tools. You found definitely what is of extreme interest in this place. Would you just be going to find them, or would you be chilling and waiting? I'm literally imagining in my head you running with the book.
I would come out with the book. Because I'm not excited. Because I don't.
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely dead. There's no question about it. So, if anything, this book can get me more money when I sell it later for alchemy stuff.
I would say that who stayed behind with you would have definitely been Enerva. Enerva would have been around, along with the rest of the party, who's kind of in the background. But Enerva is probably
in the window with me.
Yeah.
I have to share this with Enerva?
She's looking around, I think, but not. If you want to slip one past her, you can.
Yes.
No.
Do I have to roll for it?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Okay, that's fine.
Sorry.
That's fine. Sleight of hand. Let's do this. See if I can keep all my money.
Piper's pure chaotic.
10. That's not the best. Let's see what her passive is. Let's pull her over.
Hey, what are you doing?
Hey.
Seem that wise.
You don't know. You pocket the book. You pocket the book in the.
No, I want to pocket the money. I don't care about the
book. The money.
The money I found.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more. So, you don't know until you go to leave, and as you go to step out, she'll kind of block the door a little bit and just say, "Hey,
I saw you grease your palms. Nice.
I did nothing with my palms.
Looks, you're not too bright, are you?
I would give you mine to let you know the intellectual landscape of
Listen,
my brain.
I don't really care, but I wouldn't mind. I mean, I think I probably wouldn't talk about it at all with anybody if, let's say, one of those shiny gold ones found its way into my palm.
Just one.
Just one.
Because I'm a bad liar, so I'm already implying I found way more.
So you drop one of your 8. This is
just a little insurance on this venture. At least I came out with something. Fun money.
Aren't you going to come out with 2 shares?
This is.
Hey, you can never have enough gold, sister. Brother. You a boy or I'm not even gonna ask.
I've never considered my gender before this.
Nah, it doesn't matter.
And yeah, you all.
My dog.
No, you're fine. Puppy. You all can easily convene within the time of about an hour with your individual findings. The journal, along with some of the evidence of the direction that this creature went flying, that it definitely exists. And I think we're going to end on the investigation of the journal itself, on the reading of the page. And
the manticore was really gentle with its feathers.
finding out some history between Dabala and her manticore lover.
Yes.
We'll see where that leads. Should be fun.
We misread that situation.
Probably gonna be just like, I told you, I knew it.
Very cool. All right, that is the end of our adventure for the evening. I'd like to thank those who joined me on this fun little get together, little fun conversation to have together on Wednesdays. I enjoy it. We were down 2 people, but I still enjoy the hell out of your company. Thank you to those who hung out in chat. I was going to stream this live, but because I thought I was going to do tabletop, I decided not to, so it just ended up being recorded. So YouTube, you will see this. It will be live next time because my bandwidth got better than it was. So we should be okay to do live D&D again, which will be fun. Very cool. You can catch us for more D&D on Wednesdays and on Mondays, where we play Tomb of Annihilation and this adventure, Dragon of the Icespire Peak. Very cool. Thank you again to everybody. Everybody have a great night. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.